We have a resolution that. Yep.
That's what I want. Yeah. All right.
Thank you. You look nice.
Thank you.
You haven't brought your laptop. Hey, Jill, welcome back.
Hi, thank you.
Oh.
No. I know it's one of these. It is hers. The house away. Get through it all? Breathe now? No?
These are no, but. Possible. Yeah. Yeah.
No, I haven't seen images of
I don't think so. That's an email.
How are you? How are you doing? Fine. Yeah, you want to go already? Yeah, well, we were, wrapping our summer season. Big city. Except, you know, that's what they are.
We don't have. Coming on 34 years. Was it?
35. That makes you carry one. I did. I was 26 when I got married.
All right, folks, we'll go ahead and get started with our meeting. It's 7 o'clock. If we can start with a moment of silence. And if we can stand for the pledge of allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Just a reminder, if you haven't had a cell phone on you, please make sure it's off or on silent. Clerk, will you go do a big roll call first, please?
Councilmember Williams, Reed, Stewart,
Here.
Frost,
Here.
Davis, French,
Here.
and Mayor Snyder.
The agenda. Report. So we will start off, we're gonna move things around for the presentation. We'll start off with a presentation from our recreation. With the video, and so nice. Welcome to our conference.
Bill Hines, I have with me tonight Ebony Gill, who is the coordinator for Albion Recreation. And hit the ground running the past month and a half. I'll let you know for sure.
And I'm gonna interrupt just to make sure our presenters are speaking loud enough for the people behind to hear them.
Okay.
If we don't have an amplified system.
Is that on? Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, just click it on.
Okay. Is it better?
There.
All right. Okay, I'm Jill Hines, I'm from the YMCA. I have with me Ebony Gill. Ebony lives here in Albion, and she is the Y Recreation Coordinator. And we have been running programming in Albion, sort of, well, I was in the adult portion when we didn't have the contract finalized with the city. Got the first payment from the city, in June, and so we have, multiple agencies that Ebony will share with you, and, they're providing, services to Albion residents, so, Ebony Gill. Sorry.
Good afternoon, everyone. As you know, I'm also secretary in Marshall Public School. I'd love to tie in the two together, Marshall Public Schools. I can.
I'm also the secretary at Marshall Middle School in addition to the Albion, the YMCA coordinator. It's a great partnership because our kids go to Marshall Public Schools, and then I have access to Marshall Public Schools and their employees as well. The few programs that I know now are going, are the different thinkers just finished up their summer. They're today at, they're at Michigan Adventures. Then we have the Park with Mo, Music in the Park with Mo. I went to Splash Pad this weekend. It was a very nice event for the kids. It was lovely. The dance, Fluence, yes, Fluence. Juneteenth was very successful. We have, these programs that have run since pretty much June and July. The city gave $43,781, and all of it was allocated throughout all of the programs. There were over 450 participants that we know of right now in these summer programs. All of them have not concluded. They'll all have a report that is due September 1st with their participants, the outcomes, things like this, their success stories, pictures, all that will be shared with us by September 1st. Anyone have any questions for me?
Ebony, you said how many youth were involved in all these different programming?
Over 450. That's the two.
So in 2 months, we've expended over $43,000.
Correct.
Different programs.
Correct.
Do we have any questions from council on this? Will. Councilwoman Reed?
Will Waterloo, I know you told me the problem.
Yes, ma'am.
Will that be starting up in time?
That's gonna be a Marshall Public School issue. The pool is not up to code to have programs in it yet, but the adult programming is still going on. Someone's figured out things to do outside, like in the community, like trails and stuff like that, until the pools and the gym both are completely fixed and redone by Marshall Public. Both the high school, Opportunity High School gym and my gym at the middle school are both being redone, waxed, and it takes a couple weeks for it to cure. but the pool itself has to be a Marshall Public School issue because, it's not a total, so the liabilities with the Y. We have not had any programs there this summer.
Mine isn't a question, I just, I wanted to say to the council and to the public here, Ms. Gill came into our recreation department meeting, just a little while ago, and I just wanted to say thank you, she seems to be very prepared and terrific, and I think she clearly understands the idea that we're looking for accountability and traceability on these programs, and I really think she's a great pick, first of all, with her ties to the community and her organizational skills and experiences. So I see good things ahead, and I just want to say thank you. I think good things are happening. We've been going now 2 months, not even, and so thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, we really talked about you, but it's all positive.
Thank you, I don't mind being talked about it, that's what I like to talk about.
Mayor Potential.
Just a follow-up question regarding the pool.
Yes, sir.
Does Marshall Schools or Marshall High School work with the Y develop programs at Marshall?
Marshall High School in Marshall.
Yeah,
No,
It's all around here.
right, okay. I'm just trying to figure out,
I understand.
for seniors who want to get to water aerobics, then go down to you guys soon, but.
yeah, we're gonna work on that. I think what we'll do is, just through recreation funding, will scholarships, or we'll let people use that pool. I don't think I have to get that up. And I'll clarify what, and I have talked to, and Becky's working on this, but so why, the YMCA is, in aquatics, has to live to YUSA standards, which are different than Red Cross standards. And so to do that, we have to have a pool alarm emergency procedures. There are things that, they're physical things the district has to do to the pool, and then there's some training that has to be done as well. So, we just need to make sure that that's safe for everyone.
Thank you.
Councilor Williams.
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. Looking at the full, programs, what's the best way? Well, let's do it like this. How are we reaching out to? Program.
So far, I have not come up with a way besides Facebook. I do plan to get, when I was out in the community this weekend, a lot of people were asking me, like, how did I know personally about the splash pad? And I put it on my calendar early June, like the first time I saw it on Facebook, I enjoyed that event. So I myself, when I first saw it, I put it on my calendar and just planned as a mom. So I do realize that it's something that's being overlooked on how this information is getting out. So I do want to plan on making that better so everyone knows, not just people that have kids, because like Mr. Bond or other older adults, they brought their chairs out and they watched the kids Saturday. It was lovely. So it wasn't just people with kids. People love to see our kids have a good time. So I do plan on making that an issue of, solving that issue on how these things are put out in a more organized.
Also, you feel free to email us, we'll share it out with community members. And if given enough time ahead, we can get to the newsletter as well.
Okay.
The citywide newsletter.
Okay, and I also plan on using my other job, which is the middle school, get things like that out, like from Parent Square, because I have access to all of them.
So Cassidy Porter is our brand ambassador for the city. I'm not sure if you work with her, okay, to get kind of like these events out, or like if there's any type of like youth event coming up that's gonna be specific for the fall, we definitely would capitalize on her abilities to help push that out for you. I will, yeah.
Yeah, join our Cassie and Chamber of Commerce and maybe even talking about the exhibitions at 7:30 in the morning. Yeah, we can help get it out.
Yes,
And I would like to
Always
say,
forward that stuff to me because I do a lot of Marshall Middle School. I do a lot of mentoring in Albion for our kids, but not a lot of getting out and around because I do coach and I have this middle school a lot. But I do like to get out in our community a lot.
we can help.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. And I would like to say, I think the collaboration between the city, the Y, and the school is ideal.
I think so too.
And they thank you, and I'm glad that you were hired to coordinate all of the efforts.
Thank you, and that's working. I'm glad. I have 5 kids of my own, so that does have to work.
So everybody, thank you for all of your
Thank
hard
you.
work over the past few months and working with our YMCA and the contract that we have. I know that it's a work in progress.
Yep, just
and
bear
we-
with me, I'm
yeah,
learning the
yeah.
lay of the land
And
and
we'll
things like that.
continue to work with you to make sure that you're being supported and have every opportunity for success.
I am very confident in that. Everybody that finds this out, they're like, let me tell you how to do this. I talked to Larry Milligan. Oh, let me make sure that I get this information in. So I'm very confident in the community. I love being here and people are happy. So I don't think that I have met an ally, like no one that's not an ally yet.
Wonderful.
Thank you. I appreciate everyone's time.
Thank you both for being here. All right, next we have Alvin College Center for Sustainable and the Environment, Sustainability and the Environment.
Good evening. Thanks for giving us the opportunity to come tonight to tell you about an event. My name is Tom Welch, and I'm an longtime Albion resident, and I'm also the faculty director for the Center for Sustainability and the Environment, of CSE. So, I'm here today with the CSE staff director, Monica Day, and 3 of our summer sustainability interns, Bobby Lord, Delia Aguilar-Tavares, and Emma Castle. So thanks for having us. We're here today to tell you about a CSE organized event that we call Community Day. This is scheduled for the morning of Saturday, September 6th. And we're also here to invite you to share ideas with us and possible work sites. This is our 3rd year running this service event, and each year it's grown. And we've worked on beautification projects around the city. Last year, we had about 110 participants, and we worked in 15 different teams at a variety of different sites and projects that included painting projects at Harris Field and at Victory Park, trash pickup along some of the trails and city streets, and weeding and gardening work in association with the citizens to beautify Albion, the Albion Community Garden, as well as Len Reed and Holland Park. So our principal partners have been the City of Albion, the Citizens to Beautify Albion, and the Albion Community Gardens. We are sort of financially supported by CSE as well as the Big Read, and I'm very happy to report by AmeriCorps again. AmeriCorps is back. So this year's event is, again, it's going to be on Saturday, September 6th. The event will run from 9 to noon with about 2 hours of work and ending in lunch. Now I'm going to turn it over to Bonnie Lord, one of our interns, to talk a little bit more about the event and what we hope to gain from all of you.
Hi, so I'm Bonnie. Tom introduced me. If you follow the Albion Community Garden, you probably met me sort of virtually as we showcase our harvest. You probably met a couple of us that way. I've been a CSE summer intern for 2 years now. This is my 2nd year, and I have participated in Community Day for 3 years. It's a super cool program. I'm really happy I get to be a part of that. We recently met with Jason Kern, Mayor Snyder, and Doug Terry to talk about how CSE can collaborate with the city on this event for another year. We came up with several ideas for projects, such as readings for the alleys downtown and assembling some benches and message boards. This event has been a really great way to get students off campus or out of our bubble and to do something that genuinely matters to the community. With a lot of hands, lots of tools, and a few hours, we can get a surprising amount done. In the past, we've done projects like trash pickups, as well as weeding in some parks and other well-traveled areas, but we want to specifically ask city council members if there are any tasks that need to be done in your neighborhoods. It could be cleaning up somebody's yard, tidying up a public walkway or sidewalk, picking up trash, anything that would get our volunteer force involved where we're needed. And no one really knows how to do that better than you. We are specifically looking for beautification jobs, avoiding anything that might be a little dangerous for volunteers like busy roads or ladders. But if you have any ideas, we want to get in contact with us. We have some flyers with our contact information that we will be giving out a little bit later. We will be around until the end of this meeting. Also, if you are looking for any of the details that either of us have mentioned, that is all on there too. So if you can happen to write it down. We're really grateful for your time and attention. You know, this is a super busy season for everybody as summer ends. So yeah, thanks so much for having us.
Do you have any questions for folks from Albany College?
Thank you, Dr. Smith.
Like it was said, there's no project, if you feel like there's something, area that could use attention, definitely you can put it by them, and just need, to throw it to me, and I can chat about the Tom and happy to do so as well, and let you know that that's feasible, for the group that they're gonna be working with, but definitely this is something that we wanna be able to support, because the college is taking the initiative to get the students, to get the, participation, not only from the campus community, but community large, so that we can get our community looking as best as possible before festival. I believe this is the weekend before festival, if I'm not mistaken. But nonetheless, this is a great way to, for the community and the college to come together to do something positive. So if you have any ideas, definitely float them by us to discuss that length possibilities. You know, like they said, yard work is something that can be looked at, sidewalk, for students that are traversing areas of campus to businesses, or even as far as family fair. We see quite a bit of students walking on campus, so we want to make sure that their sidewalks are clear and possible. Whatever you think would be possible project. And
So 10 years ago, under the, it's the pocket park. So, I don't know, does the city maintain that park, or do the citizens?
I'm concerned, so I could say that the PTA has responsibility for that, they're working on some education projects for that, including memorial for Robert Holt.
So last year, we worked with Juanita, we actually had 2 people wearing t-shirts the past few years, and we worked with Juanita on a bunch of pocket parks, so we're happy to take on anything like that, any of the parks, but also if there's other places. We mostly sort of stayed in the streets, but if there's other places where there's things we can do, we can help out, there's been complaints of areas or something. And I know the city doesn't have a ton of staff to do stuff all the time, so, so Jason was coming up with ideas that are on their list, but it's really hard to get to them, so anything like that. It's welcome, I use this.
I also have a list of your projects that you did from last year from our meeting, so I could just scan and all that, you also that put the benefit as, that might spark that out.
But if you want us in your neighborhoods, we'd love to. I would just say, nice. Students tend to traverse to downtown. Few walk to the grocery, and most of them would drive, but it's important to me as a Albion resident that students get to experience something. So again, so anything you've got, and if last year we did get help we had some direction at Holland Park, that's really great. Students who did that love doing it. So students love to work with. So thanks.
Thank you all for being here. Appreciate it. All right, next on our presentation, Director Kern. Director of Public Works.
Here, let me know.
I put these together, they would not fit in the council packet, see. Got it. So, let's start with Earl Street. As you first open this up, at the far left, Michigan Avenue, that little road. It's Michigan Avenue on the far left. That's the road running up and down on the page. And then in the dark gray one is beginning of Borough Street. When you flip the green box at the top right is the different grades of the conditions of the sanitary pipe, or sanitary being going down here all through Borough Street, starting from Michigan Avenue. As you turn the page, every time you see a photograph of an actual, of what it looks like inside the sanitary mean, that means bad. And as you keep going down Borough Street, going towards North Street, turn to the third page, you'll see all of this damage. When you get to the fourth page, at the bottom or at the top left, it'll say Taplin Group. That's first circle right there. It says SA 048. That's sanitary structure 48. That's at Michigan Avenue. This is as you're driving down Borough Street going towards north. At 13 feet, 13 and a half feet, they found multiple fractures. At 41 feet, they found cracks all the way around the entire pipe valve. 49 or 47.9 feet, multiple cracks. 54 feet, multiple cracks. They've got 55 feet, this tap factory. That means there's taps that are coming into it that weren't recorded before. These are old projects, old homes, whatever it may be. These are taps that we're not aware of. There's breaks in the tap at 59 feet, 94 foot. It just keeps going on. As you turn the page, go to the next manhole, which is number 49. And then you go to the next one. It starts going as you go towards the north, going towards North Street. As you can see, as you go down North Borough Street, the sanitary main is completely on. It's just broken to pieces and everything. There are certain sections of it that are also missing the bottom. So right now, just for Borough Street, I priced out what the materials would be at B5 ourselves. We're just shy, we're about $70,000 just for the pipe itself. That does not include any labor from Mead Brothers. Mead Brothers has this contract, they're the ones putting in the water main on Borough Street. What we've done, working with Whiteman and the contractors, is on this side of the road, there's the federal project with the water main at the Davis-Bacon prevailing wage. On the left side of the road, or the other side of the road, they're doing our sanitary main at a much cheaper rate that they would normally charge us, or a little bit better. We are supplying all the materials. We buy it at a government rate, no tax, but it's cheaper than what they can afford. Trying to do this the cheapest way we possibly can, but do it right. And so these photographs and this information is from 2018. This is from when we got the SAW grant, and I was able to get this from Fleece and Vanderbrink, the engineer firm. We finally were able to start going through it and found that since 28, this is 7 years ago. So it hasn't gotten any better. It's actually gotten worse. We also have sanitary running through the storm drains. And there's leaking in there next to water mains that have been punched through the storm drains. It is a complete mess that we're uncovering. Borough Street and the next one's Berrien were the two biggest ones that we are looking at right now. These are the ones that we knew were coming. When I first came to the council to start talking about how bad the underground is, here, open this up. We were told you have a little bit bigger animal sitting up on Borough Berrien. This is it. I don't have a price for labor just yet. I'm still working with Mead Brothers. So if we go to Berrien, North Berrien Street. If you go to the very back pages, I took a photo of the intersection itself of Pine and Berrien. So if you go to the first one, it says Pine and Berrien. What gets better? That, the sinkhole, you go to the very next one. That sinkhole just developed. And that's because the sanitary system is taking in the gravel and the dirt from underneath the roadway. The sanitary system is bad. Berrien Street is worse than Borough. And if you look at that, the circumference of it, that sinkhole is 14 inches in diameter. And at the highest point is more than 20 inches deep. So even as we sit here right now, it just keeps eroding away, keep getting worse. Now, this road is getting replaced. However, when you go back to the very beginning of this booklet, this actually has more photos on it than Borough Street. And more cracks and breaks. There are sanitary structures, manholes that have no bottoms, or the bottoms are broken out completely. The clay pipe was laid in 1929. There are parts that are completely missing, and there are parts that we can't even get our camera down through. Because people have put their sewer main into our main so far that it hits the other side of the pipe. So therefore, we can't even get our cameras down through. And the parts that we can get through have so many breaks, roots, bottoms are gone. And the minute that we go to expose this pipe, we're putting in the water main, just like we found on South Eaton Street. The pipe is so old, the only thing keeping it in place is the dirt. So as soon as that dirt is removed, or we start compacting the new water main and all the new aggregate that goes under the road. So the materials on Berrien Street are $55,000 if we buy it. The labor to put it in is going to be about $332,000, $335,000. Berrien Street goes down 15 to 20 feet below grade for the sewer line. It's extremely deep. I don't. You have to go that deep. You have to go that deep to keep it with everything, to keep the permit, to keep everything flowing the same. And we have to keep the same grade. It's a drainage issue. We're looking at about $400,000 just on Berrien. I don't have a price from Mead Brothers. I would suspect it's going to be in the same ballpark. It's not as deep, but it's a longer road. Berrien Street. And this will go all the way to North Drive. The storm structure, it'll go from Pine and Berrien all the way to the storm drains. The piping itself is clay. We don't know how bad that is, but there's not a lot on Berrien. If it is bad, our plan is to replace it with plastic, corrugated plastic. A lot cheaper than just going regular PVC. It works just as well. But it's a way better price range than going with steel. We just don't know how bad it is just yet. And we won't know until we actually open it up and see what it's going to do. Like I said, there's not a lot of storm piping on Berrien. All of the structures, the curb, everything's getting replaced on Berrien. But the piping underneath side of the water main. And these are the two major repairs that we are gonna have. We're gonna have some more down the road. We're still gonna have some on. looks like we're gonna have some on Cass Street, that's not until next year. We're gonna have some possibly, every time we start a project on this water main, there is a problem underneath that we did not know about or we come across. This, our infrastructure is just failing. And this is from decades and decades and decades. Old pipe, old town, as Doug has said. Nothing has been lined and it's just time for the check to come due.
So we're gonna continue other streets that.
We're still gonna continue all the streets as planned. As far as we know right now, these are the most expensive repairs that we have this year right now. I know that there's going to be others, like I said, Cass Street. We just got some rough figures, but that's not until 2026. So we can deal with that, plan for it a little bit ahead of time and also work to get that cost down. So
Your next step, that would be about 135,000 later for Berry.
correct,
What's the estimate for Brook?
don't know him. Still working on it. I don't have any, these are very generic, very rough numbers. My presentation tonight is because I want you all to be aware of what is laying ahead for us. And how city manager, finance director and I have talked about this. He was gonna get up and talk a little bit about this. I gave him a heart attack today, so, but there's some things that it's gonna take you all to make some decisions on. We've got to do something with this.
Just, saying this, I want people to hear, but I'm pretty sure that this goes along with what we've been trying to do, where we know we've got road work. So we've got top of the road, we've got funding for that, or water. So the idea is, well, we have it torn up to hit these other problems that we have and take advantage of the other projects already have. Right, so fix what's underneath and then before we lay down the beautiful top coat.
Right. I mean, this is the time, if we're going to do it, this is the cheapest way to do it. Normally, they could do like some sort of a liner that they would pull through the main, but that's if they're not gonna tear the street up. The street is gonna be completely tore up. They're gonna be digging down for the water main. If we're going to do it, this is the time to do it. And this is also running new pipe up into the sidewalk for each house and connecting everybody to brand new pipe, to a brand new main. Just being done with it once and for all. But it's a huge price. And I would not be coming to you with it if I didn't think that we could just do a couple fixes here and there, some pipe. The entire thing is pretty bad. It's toast.
Frankly, it sounds like a water safety issue too, the way you're talking about sanitary bleeding through, it seems like this is not something.
We have pipes that have no bottoms. And so the only thing that's keeping the sewer flowing is the ground itself, and that is deteriorating. It's been deteriorating for the last 7 years.
So we're just not only compelled, one of the things that we did out this project was that we had an engineer's estimate, and then we took bids. Part of this is that Jason has done an excellent job doing due diligence with the underground. What has happened is that as we've exposed the ground, we've witnessed the problem of this deterioration. We have utilities that are over 100 years old, and obviously we're obligated to clean them. Going forward, my recommendation, counselor, and you would prefer with our David on this, is that we need to make sure that when we borrow money, that we're borrowing adequate sums to cover unanticipated, because one thing we do know is that when we expose the ground, we are going to have problems. That was probably something that we learned all along is that probably underfunded this project, cover the unanticipated additions that we've encountered. Not that we want to borrow or spend any more money, but the realities are that because we're a public utility, we have an obligation. We don't want sewage backing up in our residents' basements. We want to make sure that their drinking water is safe. And so we just want to advise council that as we have uncovered the earth to replace what we had, we have discovered a lot more problems. At Pine and Varian, that situation, if you saw the photographs, the large hole was right next to a sanitary sewer manhole structure, and that is what is coming in on itself. Maybe because of the acidic content of sewage has eroded the bottom of, and it's just following the contour of the earth.
And the amount of flow at Pine and Varian, staggering. We opened it up and realized that that takes all of North Street. It takes the entire northwest corner of, everything south of North Street, the Superior, Colfax, Monroe, Norwood, that, and Ionia Street all come down and hit Pine Street, go directly to the east and go to Varian. Then from Varian, it goes down to a bigger pipe into a bigger main. So there is a lot of flow coming through there. And so this has been very hard coming to, back to City Hall to explain this to city manager, and I'm smiling over there, but I put this smiling earlier. So normally we would try to fix what we can. For instance, you've all seen on Facebook, I posted about, Broadwell and Mango Street, saying goodbye to Lake Broadwell. We are doing that work ourselves. We're having Semco lower the gas main so we can drop it to get the right grade. Doing all the pipe, we're doing everything ourselves, with the exception of the paving that's gonna take place. Because you all have invested in us, you've given us the tools to do that sort of thing. But this is beyond us, and this is why it's so expensive. So.
Counselor Cross.
Thank you, Mayor. I have a couple of questions, so the scale here, I think, again, this elevation drawing, it's 980 feet of steel. Well, I see here, I think it's the section that goes to, the street up there, Pine Street.
Which one are you on?
This is the North Varian Street.
Okay.
Character.
Yep.
I see that goes down about 100 feet there or so. But then looking at the rest of this elevation, it comes up as high as between, I think, 3 and 5 feet of ground level.
Yep.
Is a lot of this because of tree roots, or is this just age, or what's going on?
It's a combination of both. It's clay pipe that was laid in 1929. The trees are beautiful, love them. But these oak trees and these maple trees that are absolutely huge are just destroying or have destroyed our infrastructure horribly. There are so many trees that need to come down on Varian Street. The sidewalks are being popped up, the curbs are being pushed out. So there's gonna be several trees on Varian and Borough I'm going to have to take out because we're gonna put a brand new road in just to shove it, upheave it. The same with the sidewalks. I mean, I love the trees, but these are not the ones to have in our right of way. And I think our forefathers just didn't realize the amount of havoc that we are having to pay the bill for now. And so, yes, to answer your question, it's a perfect storm.
How long, this project was triggered, be built at some point? How long would this be projected to take, would it be divided up into blocks at a time?
They're gonna try to do the water main first, get everybody hooked up with water, and then they're gonna try to just do, once we get the okay, they're just gonna go ahead and try to get it done as soon as possible. they're just gonna concentrate solely on sewer and solely on water, try to get it done. They're talking possibly pushing it back, both contractors, 3 to 4 weeks-ish. And so, with Burr Oak Street, Bean Brothers are scheduled to do North Eaton Street. They're supposed to do it this fall, then also a little bit in the spring. If they do the sanitary on Burr Oak Street, they're gonna be way behind schedule because of the weather and also have to do the sanitary. So we made the decision, if we go ahead with that, we will push the construction for North Eaton Street this spring. Just get it all done at once instead of trying to inconvenience everyone. Have construction and detours on North Eaton in the fall and also again on the spring. But they also have plenty of other projects that they're gonna be doing around town to finish up the rest of the year. Quality has Broadwell Street coming up after this. Broadwell, we're gonna try to go another block each direction, because if you don't repave West Broadwell in that one section between Albion and Cooper, that's not gonna fly. Yes, and so they're still gonna be able to hit that window because about February or November 15th-ish is when the asphalt plants will shut down. So we think that we can get it done this year, but it'll be close.
And does this take care of the sinkhole too?
Yes, takes care of absolutely everything. Everything.
Thank you, Director.
I know we're going to talk about money for that, but because I've received and was Facebook in neighborhood, whatever, there are a lot of concerns on, Earl, as well as Gary. Is it possible for you or for the city to somehow, some way, either a letter or something, put some details of what you just told us into a letter form? Because sometimes they're in the law, you know, they're in the line. They don't, necessarily look at, the city council meeting. They may not get the newspaper, and they're saying, what's happening to my street? Why haven't they completed? But they don't know the details that are going in.
I think that's a great idea. We absolutely.
Okay, that would be very helpful in at least letting the residents know what's going on.
Yes, I think it's a great idea. We're happy to do it.
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. The Berrien Street, I know you mentioned it stopping at Loop. Road all the way to Broad.
No, just the food. Rest of that is not part of the water. Trying to get as much. Hey, people on 15, 20 feet, there's horrible. Even on the side on Berrien Street on High, they were only gonna go about less than about 10 feet in. There's nothing to attach to. There's no asphalt. I mean, it looks like cobblestone. We're gonna have to go a bit further just to be able to tie in. It's the same on Walnut Street, on South Ionius. There was literally nothing, and the curb on Walnut was 50-foot curb was gone. You can't put a brand new pavement in. It had no good. And so we just said, look, all in curb right here. We paid that $4,500 for the curb. Contractors, both Concord and Quality Excavating worked excellent with each other. We have a very good relationship where, hey, I don't have time to call Concord will come over to do curb work, they'll share tools, equipment, whatever. They give us outstanding rates. So it's really good. Same with their engineering, working with Mickey and all the contractors, but I love it. Now.
Is it safe to say that because of our lessons we're learning now, that next time we go for a funding or an approval of a street, we'll have enough, at least some data in our back pocket now, because we know for this project, if it's this much unexpected, for this project, if it's this much unexpected, so we can use that in projecting. I'm assuming that that we'll be able to learn from.
It'll be solved. I think we'll have more information, but I think that good budgeting, as David will tell you, is that we should probably prepare for the agency for unknown subsidies.
I mean, on this project, it's 5%. We have $114,000 to start just for streets. That was it. And we're trying not to tap into that to make it last until the end of this marathon. And that's why we've had to come to council to say, pay for this undercutting on Southie, the sanitary on Ash Street, the manholes on South Ionia. It's been always something. Whenever we can take out of it like that, pavement on Walnut, that came out of, we'll try to take those things like over into on High Street. Trying to stretch those dollars if we can.
Director Clark, do you want to come up now or do you want to go later?
Hello, everybody. Vacation.
Back.
So Jason and I and Jason and I and we discussed this and thank you. We discussed it, and of course, there's no funding for this. This is gonna have to come out of our pockets. It's just as simple as that, okay? It's sewer related, and so it has to be shown in the sewer fund. Now, the question is, how does the sewer fund get the money to pay for it? It's gonna have to come from other funds. And then the question is, well, which fund should it come from? So, it can be a combination, a little bit from the major street fund, the local street fund, the home fund, and a street improvement fund. We also have what's called an NDOT fund. And there's about $135,000 just sitting there. I think it's leftover money from previous projects. That fund hasn't been used since I've been here. I suggest we use some of that. But this is not gonna be the only thing that happens, like Jason said. We're